It will be a real fight to get the Conservation Bank reauthorized. There are some small, it's not large, but some determined and strategically placed opponents in the legislature to the Conservation Bank. It's very important that we get the business community activated in supporting reauthorization. I like to say, and the sporting community, like Ducks Unlimited, that have been very active. I've said many times, you know, we need guys with little duck heads on their shirt. That's the Ducks Unlimited logo. We need a guy with little duck heads on their shirts talking to lawmakers, because we're having more problem with Republican lawmakers than we are with Democratic lawmakers. And a lot of times, if the only face they see is someone from the environmental community who they generally don't agree with, an environmental advocacy or policy group, they tend to make a decision based upon who's for or against a piece of legislation as opposed to the substance of the legislation itself. Yet we still seem to be stuck in the paradigm in the General Assembly that we believe we still need to bribe people to move here. It's like we're in a time warp. It's like we're in the 1960s. And I like to tell members, I said, let me just let you on a little secret. You don't have to bribe anyone to move to paradise, okay? They're going to come on their own. So we don't have to bribe them to move here. The question is, can we deal with this population migration without it destroying what makes us attractive in the first place? And this is a sobering statistic. In 1950, Florida and South Carolina had almost the same population. Florida was about 100,000 more. Now it's, what, 6 times more? Something like that. A lot more of the land. And what are people doing? There's a name for the folks who are moving from Florida to Charleston and the Mid-Atlantic states. They're called halfbacks. I hear realtors say, yeah, I just sold a house to a halfback. You know what a halfback is? Someone who moved from up north to Florida. Florida has been so overdeveloped, the quality of life has been so destroyed, they're moving halfway back, and we're halfway. And Florida, when I was drafting the Conservation Bank Act, I looked at Florida. They had spent $1 billion over a 10-year period buying property after the bell had already rung. I mean, they were paying like $7,000, $8,000 an acre, accomplishing nothing, because the bell had already rung, number one, and number two, it was just about the government going out and buying property. It wasn't about tapping into the land trust network and doing conservation easements and getting that price down to less than $500 an acre. So Florida is an example of what can happen to this region, because we have that same type of pressure here. And so I am tickled to death that we have the business community interested in supporting the land trust, the Conservation Bank, because at the end of the day, it's this beautiful natural and cultural heritage and historic heritage that Charleston has that is its greatest asset.